Welcome back to Silver Knight Comics. I wanted to do a thoughts video on this specific issue because I finally found 139, The Origin of Tombstone, because I'm a big Tombstone fan. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man supervillains. I just really found him unique, probably because he started off just as, just a normal tough bodyguard, or not body but muscle for the mob and stuff, and then he sort of evolved more and more as a character and his powers and everything. So I don't know, I just always found him unique. I just wanted to point out these two issues that like Tombstone is sort of like making these appearances, and then it all sort of culminates into this issue. You see Joe Robertson, you're seeing Tombstone or Lonnie Lincoln, and he's getting all worried, so it sort of builds into these ones, or from those ones into this one. So I just thought I wanted to show those just in case you need to read them to understand a little bit from this, but it's not necessarily necessary exactly. But yeah, this issue I really thought was cool. I thought the introduction was straightforward. I thought the backdrop of the whole story was interesting. It really leads into Tombstone and his whole character. I just liked his toughness and his attitude and stuff like that is interesting. Character. Thing that I liked that was sort of a bit of a, I don't know if I'd say it's new or a twist of a character. I just thought like Tombstone's mentality was it's very different from some villains. How he's like holding this dead guy as basically like a puppet, a marionette, which I thought was a little bit of a grim, crude, but it was interesting when he first comes across his old pal Lonnie Lincoln or Tombstone. So that was an interesting character trait for Tombstone there. Thought was like quite a interesting ending to this comic. So there will, there's some spoilers if you want to read this one. Spoilers coming up is just, that Joe Robertson ends up being, having his back broken by Tombstone, which I thought like was quite vicious. But so you see that Tombstone is quite ruthless, especially, well, even towards his old friends. But I guess he does sort of justify it. He's a supervillain, and he feels like he was betrayed by him. But quite the ending for this one. I thought this is a really good introduction issue though to Tombstone, and this is just one of my favorite characters. I like this cover. It's simple yet sort of complex as well. Just sort of creates an intimidating or imposing figure there for Tombstone. So it's a good eye-catching cover. Really like that. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the origin issue from Tombstone, one of my favorite villains. Let me know if you, down in the comments, if you've read this one, or what you think of Tombstone, or maybe who are some of your favorite Spider-Man characters. I definitely have a few more that I want to dig into as well, Venom, Carnage, and so on. So until next time, folks, how about some heavy reading?